Repeat. For me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to the LTN Exclusives kickback for week number 11 in the National Football League. I know we've already gotten to week 12. I'm a little tardy with this, but better late than never. As a wise man once told me, it's never the wrong time to do the right thing. As you can see, I'm back in my Razor Ramon bad guy get up. I told myself I wasn't going to sport this hat until I was bad again. Bad meaning good, not bad meaning bad. You can't wear the bad guy Razor Ramon hat and you're not out here causing any problems. So I said, until I win something, you can't wear the hat. You can't be cool and you're up here looking like a fool. So I returned to the winner's circle in week number 11. And so I am proud to announce that I have won the weekly pick 'em pool for the second time this season. Got it done with 4 losses. As you can see, my name this past week was Madrid Madness, in an ode to my Commanders playing over in Madrid. They did not win. I did not pick them to win, so it's not a surprise to me. However, I was able to get it done off of points. There were several people that had 4 losses like myself. However, they all had more than the total. I did not go over. I was the closest without going over, so hence I was the winner. Feels good to be winning something of note because I've been eliminated from the survivor pool and I am nowhere near the top of the leaderboard in winners and losers. So this gives me weekly gratification and a chance every week to feel good about myself. So was able to do that. Shout out to all the teams that helped me get it done, including the Cowboys who, and CeeDee Lamb, big shout out to him for dropping that last touchdown that would have put the total right around 51, which would have been right in the neighborhood of all the other people that had 4 losses. So shout out to CeeDee Lamb for doing the Lord's work. So I'm back, like cook crack, my second win of the season, and I'm hungry for more. I'm not satisfied. I need more of this in my life. So happy to see that there's still some fight left in the kid. You know what I mean? All right, moving right along. So we go from there to the sole survivor pool. And I am proud to report that no one lost in week number 11. Okay. All 4 of the participants advanced. Ricky D. Hustle took the Ravens. It was not pretty in Cleveland, but it was gritty. And most importantly, it was a dub. He survives and moves on. Tyrant 78 took the Cowboys. They breezed past the Las Vegas Raiders fairly easily. Gatz took the New England Patriots. They were able to get it done in week number 11 pretty handily, I might add. And the Houston Texans had to come from behind and win. And so Kevin the PRF continues to live dangerously, but somehow continues to survive. So Kevin the PRF survives as well with the Houston Texans. And so now we move on to week number 12. Good luck to all of you, and may the force be with you. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty now. You're getting to the point now where you're going to have to start trusting teams that you wouldn't otherwise trust. And this is when things get very dicey. Birdman hand rub. I'm very intrigued to see what everyone does in week number 12. All right. So moving right along to the big guy, the winners and losers league for week number 11. Shout out to all of the PT peers, the primetime prognosticators for week number 11. Those are Smacky, Bear Lady 616, AAA Shell, those are your three PT peers. They all had 2 losses for a sparkling 13-2 record in week number 11. Shout out to all of the top participants who are sporting colors in the top 3. But before we get to all of that, let's go ahead and serve up our piss to our piss cup recipient for week 11. He's getting pretty comfortable sipping piss here in Chris Santiago. This is not his first go around. And I am here to say that I'm so glad that not necessarily that Chris is sipping piss again. Chris, come on up. Come get your piss. You've done this before. You know what time it is. So come on up and grab your piss. But he's right next to Derek B. I so want just a trickle of piss to end up in Derek B's lap so he can be pissy. I think it's going to happen this week. I think this is the week Derek B gets some piss on his lap. You can't keep avoiding and dodging, man. Chris Santiago wants to wet you up. This is like his second or third time being a piss cuppy this year. You're gonna get it one of these times. So I got my eyes on Derek B because I haven't given up hope of catching him. I haven't given up hope of catching him this season, and so he's out in front of me by a nice margin. But just all it takes is 1 week where he lets his guard down. This could be the week. Chris, I'm counting on you. Come on up, man. Yep, come on. I hate to do this to you, but here you go, my guy. All right. You go ahead over there. Take care of that. And we will get to what was done in week number 11. So let's go through these very quickly. So Sunday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 and 5, 108 and 55 overall. So if you're not over 100 by now, shame on you. This was the week, like last week, I celebrated those who hit 100 a week early. Now this is when you're supposed to get all the company. Everybody else that was close but couldn't quite get there, this is the week they get there. I'm ashamed of myself right now. Not being in triple digits right now is a travesty in my mind, and it shows you just how far I've fallen. I'm a disgrace. I really truly am. Sunday's dad, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 and 4, 163 and 1 overall. Annapolis OG, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6. So 103, 60 and 1 overall. Shadow Striker 789, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I actually thought going in that 7 losses was going to get you the Piss Cup this week or that last week. And I'm shocked to see that there was someone that got 8. And then I thought, okay, well, this 8 is definitely the Piss Cup. Then someone got 9. Yikes. 8 and 7 for Shadow Striker gets him to 101 and 62 and 1. Mr. HTTR, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6, 103 and 103, 60 and 1. Rella, the defending champion, 1, 2, 3, 4. She's come on of late. It's too little, too late, but she started out so rough this year, but she's been hot here of late. Another really good week, 11 and 4, gets her to 99 and 64. And this is how down bad I am. She's been pretty much ass-tastic for the first half of this thing. She's turned it up here lately, and she's already hawked me down. And we're sitting at 99 and 64 together. I went 10 and 5 this past week for a 10 and 5 record, 99 and 64 overall. I'm ashamed of myself. Mr. Bear down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 9 and 6, 101 and 60, 101, 62 and 1 overall. Extraordinary for Life, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go up a little bit so I can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10-5, 104, 59-1 overall. Smacky, as I talked about at the top of this thing, one of your PT peers for week 11, only 2 losses, 13-2, brings Smacky up to 98, 65-1. And what's crazy is like a week or two ago, Smacky was over there drinking piss. So it doesn't take, we've seen crazy turnarounds before. And we've seen people from the outhouse to the penthouse all the time. It happens here all the time where you're sipping piss one week, you're the PTP or the next. I don't think Smacky was a piss cuppy last week, but definitely the week before that, if I'm not mistaken. So big week for Smacky. Shout out to him for being a PTPer. Tyrant 78, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11-4, 109, 54-1. Tyrant 78 has been like the model of consistency here over the last 2 years, man. She is really killing it. RJ Mac Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10-5, 99, 64-1 for RJ Mac Ready. I think RJ Mac Ready was sipping piss last week. Nico Smooth, 1, 2, 3, 12-3. That's a hell of a week. 109, 54-1 for Nico Smooth. Bear Lady 616. Shout out to Bear Lady 616 for being a PTPer, going 13-2 this past week, getting her up to 96, 67-1 on the season. Rich, 1, 2, 3, really good week, hell of a week for Rich at 12-3, gets him to 102, 61-1. 100 grand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11-4 week, gets him to 97, 66-1. See, I'm not comfortable with 100 grand being this close to me. Like, he's one more good week and me just a subpar week from being ahead of me. This is garbage, man. I got to get my life together. CJ Ab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11-4, 107, 56-1. JCam Man 99, 1, 2, 3, 12-3 week, 108, 55-1. That's a really good week for JCam 99. JCam Man 99, excuse me. Ricky D. Hustle is in a 3-way tie for first place after dropping out of first place last week, falling back to second, and receiving the Piss Cup all at the same time, which is unheard of. It was unprecedented. It never happened before in winners and losers history. But in typical fashion, when you got the juice, he bounced back this week with a strong 11-4 performance, which gets him to 114, 49-1 and a piece of first place. We'll tell you why that happened a little bit later on when we get to who else he's tied with. Mike Jink, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 11-4 for Mike Jink gets him to 111, 52-1 for a piece of second place. Now, keep in mind, if this were a real like first, second, and third, we would have no seconds and no thirds here because we have a 3-way tie for first place. So theoretically, that's first, second, and third right there. So there would be no second, no third. I'm being nice. Okay. There's more color here than belongs, because technically 111, 52-1 isn't second place. It's really fourth place, right? Because if next week each of these guys that are tied for first, each of these participants tied for first, if one loses 4 games, the next one loses 5 games, and the next one loses 6 games, they would be first, second, and third, assuming that the Mike Jink doesn't lose 4 games himself, right? Or he would have to lose 3 because he's 3 back. Second place is 3 back of first place right now. So he'd have to be 3 games to just tie one of them, if they were to falter like that. But I digress. Shout out to Mike Jink for getting a piece of second place at 111, 52-1. What a season for him, too. Tiff Shiesty, 1, 2, 3. So hell of a week, 12-3, 108, 55-1 overall for Tiff Shiesty. She's actually, holding her own this year. Boss Man. I was talking a little trash to Boss Man on Thursday, let him know I won. And he's like, "You won again, huh?" I'm like, "Yep." He's like, man, I got to get one, man. I'm winning this week. He ain't winning a damn thing. But I'm gonna go home. I'm going to his house this week, and I'm gonna talk some more shit to him about his inability to get done. But I can't talk too much shit. He's better than me overall on the season. But this week he has 6 losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gets him to 163-1. So he made it to the century mark before me. He's only 1 game better than me, but that's nothing to brag about. Greg Giants 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Greg Giants. Gets him to 102-61-1. Bronco Billy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10-5 gets him to 103-60-1. Did I say 9-5? I meant 10-5 for Greg Giants. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 10-5. Same for Bronco Billy, 10-5. Mike Lowry, 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember last week, Mike Lowry was tied for second place with Ricky D. Hustle. They both had an 11-4 week. Hence, they both remain tied with one another. The difference is the person that was in first place went 10-5. They both were 1 game back of first place. So now that creates a 3-way tie. So shout out to Mike Lowry for continuing his consistency and remaining atop the leaderboard, or getting a piece of first place at the top of the leaderboard. JN Swag 99. J4N Swag 99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11-4, 104-59-1 overall. Mr. Ron B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11-4. For Mr. Ron B, 163-1. Even Mr. Ron B's ahead of me, man. I am so down bad, bro. Mr. Ron B never is supposed to be ahead of me. This is crazy, man. Soul 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6. 107-56-1 overall for Soul. Tim Santiago 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6 for him as well. 107-56-1. Sam Pando 1, 2, 3, 4. 11-4, 107-56-1. So that group right there is a cluster of 107-56-1. Brixinho, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 and 6, or 9 and 5, excuse me. No, I said that right. 9 and 6. For a 163-1 overall record. Bootleg Bree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 7, 98-65-1 overall. Swaggy P. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10-5, 105-58-1 overall. Nate P. 1, 2, 3, 12-3. Really good week for Nate P. 102-61-1 overall. I think Nate P, Swaggy P, all of them. It was PP last week. They were both pissy. So Nate P with a nice bounce back week at 12-3 this week. Cody has done it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10-5, 104-59-1. Angie M, I could have sworn she had the piss cup this week. I think she got an 8-piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, she had an 8-piece. I was like, damn, Angie. Damn. And then somebody said, nah, Angie, chill, bro. Hold my piss. That person said, I got this. Hold my piss. 7 and 8 for Angie. 104-59-1. Jordan Jones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10-5, 102-61-1. Dallas Morgan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 9 and 6 for Dallas Morgan, 102-61-1 as well. And our Piss Cup recipient for this week, Chris Santiago, as we said already, 9 losses for Chris. Almost had a Piss Cup ultra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 losses. So 6 and 9 for Chris Santiago drops him to 97-66-1. How are we coming over there, Chris? You're no stranger to this. You're a veteran. Yeah, you're doing great. Keep going. You're doing excellent. Derek B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 and 5, 106, 57 and 1 for Derek B. Mino, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 and 5 for Mino, 101, 62 and 1 for Mino. Big B is now in a second place tie at 111, 52 and 1 with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 and 5 week. So Big B, who was in third place last week, has moved up in the world to second place in a tie with Mike Jink. Congratulations to Big B for staying right in within range, within striking distance. Big B's having a really good season. Let's see if he can finish it off and somehow come out victorious. Navy Ramjet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6, 106, 57 and 1 for Navy Ramjet. Niners fan, 1, 2, 3, 4. Really good week, 11 and 4, 105, 58 and 1. HTTR Carson, 1, 2. This looks crazy, right? This start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but he finished up pretty good to spare himself because this looked real pitch cupish right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8 and 7 for HTTR Carson, 98, 65 and 1. Sully, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sully is 10 and 5 for the week, 104 and 59 and 1 overall. Dandridge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 and 5 for Dandridge, 107, 56 and 1. Commander Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 and 5, 89, 74 and 1. Triple A Dell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 and 5 for an overall record of 110, 53 and 1. Good for third place, a piece of third place as you can see, Energy Mac and Cheese, which we will get to here in a bit. But shout out to AAA Dell for getting a piece of the top 3 of the leaderboard. AAA Shell, as you can see, is a PT peer for week number 11, 13 and 2, bringing AAA Shell's record to 97, 66 and 1. Big shout out to AAA Shell for being one of the best of the week. Just Vaughn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6, 104, 59 and 1 overall for Just Vaughn. Walt 260, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6 gets you 163 and 1. So Walt 260 gets to the century mark. Bronco Kid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 109, 54 and 1. Quietly, Bronco Kid is hanging around. Twin Lakes dad, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8 and 7, 88, 75 and 1 week. Energy Mac and Cheese, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 and 4 gets Energy Mac and Cheese to 110, 53 and 1 and a share of third place with AAA Dell. Shout out to those two for being in the top 3 of the leaderboard. See if they can continue to make great picks to hang around. Rock and Roll, 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 and 4 for Rock and Roll. Gets them into a 101, 62 and 1. Skins win, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6. Gets you to 107, 56 and 1 on the season overall. E3 cubed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 and 6 gets you to 97, 66 and 1 overall. Gats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 and 5 for Gats. Gets them to 108, 55 and 1. And Kevin the PRF, as we mentioned earlier, was the leader in the clubhouse last week, all by his lonesome. Slipped up just a tad bit, not much, but you know, when it's hyper competitive, it doesn't take much. You had both Ricky D Hustle and Mike Lowry both go 11 and 4, They were only 1 game back of Kevin the PRF. So Kevin the PRF going 10-5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, drops him to a 3-way tie for first place at 114, 49, and 1. So this thing feels like it's going to go down to the wire. These 3 are going to be around. And then there's still people that are right behind them that if they slip up, and we know all it takes is 1 week, this thing could change very, very quickly. Rick the Ruler, 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to get you a 9-6 record and 98, 65, and 1 overall. So those are your standings. We will check on Chris Santiago, our Piss Cup E for the week here in a bit, but we will now take a second to get a word from one of our sponsors. Come back on the other side, check on our Piss Cup E, and maybe get to the comment section for a second, and then we will skedaddle. See you on the other side of this quick break. Sleeper is the best way to experience and connect over sports together. It's a one-stop shop for all your sports needs. You can celebrate and chat on games in real time with other users, get the fastest scores, blazing fast news and alerts right at your fingertips, play in fantasy leagues, and win real money on pick contests. So enjoy sports the way they were meant to, together. Download the #1 sports app today. Predict the hottest football stats like passing yards, receiving yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and much more to cash in on your daily fantasy football skills. Use promo code LTN and Sleeper will match your first deposit up to $100. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today. Sleeper. All right. So let's check on our Piss Cuppy. What says you over there, my guy? Oh, yeah, you basically done, bro. Go ahead and swallow that down, man. See, this is what happens when you're a veteran, when you've done it multiple times. I personally don't think it should get any easier, but clearly this man is a Piss Cup war veteran. He's been there, done that. It's like tying his shoes, man. Look at this. Cup's empty already, man. Gotta love it. I love when you accept your fate. Don't fight it. Lean in. Lean in. Don't lean back. Lean back. No, lean in. Lean in. You did the crime. You gotta do the time, right? Lean in. So shout out to Chris Santiago for manning up. All right. Let's grab a couple comments and then we'll get out of here. We're not gonna spend a whole bunch of time here. J Camman says Davis Mills is the quarterback of the future. Basic is the new boss. Hey, they won 3 in a row, man. And I know you're a little hot because they beat your guys, and he didn't do much, but what he didn't do was why they won the game. He didn't turn it over. It was what he didn't do that helped them win the game. All right. With that kind of defense, just don't turn the ball over. He didn't, they won. So got to give credit where credit is due. Let's see. Sheree says, for the Broncos, do you think it's a better outcome would be getting the #1 seed, but KC sneaks in the playoffs, or get the 2-3 seed and KC misses the playoffs? I'm not concerned if I'm the Denver Broncos with what Kansas City's doing. I want what's best for me and my path to the Super Bowl. The best path, the most direct path, the easiest and most effective and efficient path is the #1 seed. You don't play in wild card weekend, and all games that you play on the AFC side of the bracket will be at home. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. To hell with what Kansas City. I know they're scary. They get in, yada, yada. I don't give a shit about any of that. They got to come see me. And if you know, they got to win some playoff games. And we know they're very capable of going on the road and beating some teams. But make them do it. I don't give a shit. You've already beaten them in Denver once already. You can do it again. But I'm not afraid of them to the point where I don't want the #1 seed. I want to be the best team in the conference. I want to not play in wild card weekend. I want to come off my bye, and all I got to do is win 2 games to get to the Super Bowl. So, yeah. All right. Swaggy P writes, that piss cup last week was nasty. Isn't it though? Whew. I don't want to do it again. I'm not out of the woods yet, but I don't want to do it again. So I know the feeling. Glad I could bounce back. I'm glad you did too, man. I hated to see my guy down like that, man. I hated to see you down like that, bro. You weren't alone last week, though. You had company, but I hated to see you down like that. You and Nate P. PP. I hated to see it. Eric Sunderland, my guy, writes, late on the picks this week, at least most probably picked the Bills. You're pretty accurate. Yeah, most people picked the Bills. So you didn't lose anything there. Most people had the Bills. I would guess. I can't tell you if they did or not. But you know, everybody had the Bills for the most part. If they pick Houston, the rest of their sheet is probably ass, and they're gonna give that win back at some point, right? So anyway, I digress. Well, that's gonna do it for me, your man Louie T, here on the Week 11 kickback session. Looking forward to chopping it up with you guys next week. Now, next week is Thanksgiving week, so it's going to be a little helter-skelter. You may not see me for the kickback. My goal is to somehow get to you guys. I doubt it, though. I'm not even going to hold you because I'm not going to be home next week, more likely than not. And so the only way it could happen is if I get it in early in the week. And maybe I'll try and do that. Maybe I'll try to get it in by Wednesday. If I can do that, then we'll have it. If not, more likely than not, we won't. And I won't see you again until week 13. But the goal is to try to get it in next week. So hopefully I can do. Everything's got to be in early. Remember, get your sheets in on time. All right. Thursday has 3 games on Thanksgiving. They start at roughly noon. The sheets are closed at noon. Get your sheets in on time. Hopefully, I'll have a kickback session before then to remind you of the change of the Thanksgiving week. But if you don't see me again until afterwards, please have a very happy Thanksgiving. Honor thy F's, right? Food, family, faith, football, and friends. Put them in whatever order you would like. But make sure you honor thy F's and you take care. You enjoy the time off, enjoy the time with family, hopefully fellowship. You could add that as another F. But ultimately, just make sure you cherish this time. You know, it's my favorite time of the year, as I always tell you. So hopefully I'll see you again and I can wish you a happy Thanksgiving a lot closer to Thanksgiving. But in case we don't meet again, happy Thanksgiving. All right. Shout out to y'all. And remember, if your picks are shit, you get pissed. I'll see you guys next week. And I look to make it 2 in a row, man. I got to win at something. I can't win winners and losers. I can't win the Soul Survivor. I got to win at something. I just won weekly pick 'em pool this week. I'm feeling good. I woke up feeling dangerous again. Let's make it 2 in a row, man. Say hello to the bad guy. Thanks.